Let's get this over with. We're making a solemn vow right now. We have to drink all of this.
Fuck you, Nick.
Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to your latest episode of Bring Your Own Beer Analysis 101, BA101, of course. Tonight, we're doing some really special shit. We decided to go to the other end of the spectrum and do our favorite, or maybe not so favorite, malt liquors or high gravity lagers. I don't know whose idea this was. I think it was Louise. But
I think it was mine.
Oh, was it? Somebody had this crazy idea to do malt liquors, so let's do this. We're getting this over with. So, first and foremost, let's introduce who we have with us tonight, which is, of course, Mr. Ashley Sexton of Sexton Brewing Co. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. How are you?
That's
great.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I can say I'm doing.
Good stuff, man.
All right. Let's move over to Lee. How you doing tonight, sir?
Well, I had a meeting with my meniscus and my ACL, and they said I'm in good standing.
Nice.
Oh, good.
That's awesome news, dude.
You thought I was being serious there? It was a
I
joke.
thought you were talking about your knee.
No, my knee's fine.
Okay.
I thought we were.
It's been fine for a long time.
All right. Well, fine. You're gonna be a dick about it. All right. Let's go over to.
Oh.
Hey, Greg. And we got Greg here.
Hi, I'm here. I'm gonna enjoy this. Not really, but I bought 3 of these, and the group voted which one I'm gonna drink. So I'm assuming I'm drinking the worst one.
Yeah. Well, you might be actually. All right. I should have done this at first, but I'm gonna circle back and say, okay, Ashley, what did you bring with you tonight?
Oh,
Beer did you bring
yeah, I brought that, which is actually. I think this is a friend of the show. I think you guys reviewed this a while back.
We've done that before on Beer Analysis 101.
All right, so after you watch me dissect this, don't go watch the other video because it's going to be just as bad.
I'm sure nobody goes back and watches those videos anyway. But, alrighty, let's move over to Lee and say, what did you bring with you tonight, sir?
I brought the horror from the shadows that is not talked about in the open, but only in whispers. Bavaria Red.
Ooh.
Woof.
Woof.
Rough.
Woof.
Alrighty, and moving over to Mr. Greg. Greg, what beer did you decide to grace us
Well,
with?
how appropriate, because about 2 hours ago I was at the dentist. I thought I'd have some
Crest needs some mouthwash.
Crest soup. Yeah, this is apparently supposed to prevent cavities and also possibly lead to me being taken advantage of as I pass out over my computer.
Yeah, it might coat some of your cavities with cancer inside your body.
Alrighty, so let's move over to moi, and I'll introduce the beer that probably has everybody else here beat. This is something called Atlas 12. Whatever the fuck this is, 11.8% super strong beer from Holland, of all places. It's got like when you read the ingredients list, it's written in like 7 different languages, and it just says beer. Including
Nick, I feel every accomplishment you've made this summer with becoming a great biker is going to be undone by this one.
This is the beer that's going to make me so sick that I have to be hospitalized. Yeah. If I drink the whole thing like I just said I was going to.
Yep.
It's actually got an ingredients list on here. What's this is? Ingredients: water, barley malt, corn, no shit, hops, hop extract. See, it doesn't sound terrible when you read the ingredients list like that.
Really?
Yeah, Nick, I noticed. Terrible. Oh, sorry, Lee.
No, go ahead.
Nick, when you showed the can, I noticed that the percentage on the bottom was a sticker.
Yeah, it's got a sticker on one side saying 11.8% ABV. Yeah. The other side of the can says 12. And it might be that in some jurisdictions they have to be the ABV has to be accurate to a decimal point, whereas it's in other areas it has to be to like
used to get that on some of the when we used to actually get Belgian beers in Nova Scotia in the NSLC, we used to sometimes get stickers on some of them like that. Yeah.
Well, my thought process with that, I mean, those countries have been around a whole hell of a lot longer than us, and if they're okay with rounding, so am I. So
Yeah, there you go.
Why not?
Oh man.
Who are the judge?
Not terrible smelling, actually. That's
So mine sits at 7.9%, although it's still got the confusing 8.6. I never went into the history of why there's an 8.6 in like all their cans or whatever. But I did my research on when I last had this, and I think this is when I last had it. Is when I reviewed it back in 2008. It sits at 7.9%. Ingredients in mine it just does not sound good. Probably the best sounding ingredient in this is barley malt, but other than that, we got natural mineral water, glucose syrup, sugar, color, plain caramel, hop extract, natural flavoring.
No, that's a murderer's row of ingredients right there.
oh man.
What are my ingredients? Water, malted barley, maize syrup, sugar, hops, hop extract, papain.
What?
Papain, Papain. Then we got
Papain.
Papain.
Oh.
And then we got propylene glycol alginate, which they clarify is a stabilizer.
Oh, you should not be drinking that.
That sounds like something you can clean your sink
You should
with.
not be drinking.
Yeah, no, this is.
Oh my
It
God.
also contains barley in case I've got an allergy.
All right, because something none of you have mentioned, because it's exceptionally important with these high gravity lagers, is the canned on and best before date, right? And so mine was packaged May 6th, 2020. It expires March 9th, 2021. This is Fax is from Denmark. And what are my ingredients? Water, barley malt, glucose syrup, maize, or just corn, and hops.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible. I mean, it still has a high fructose corn syrup, and then it has the maize. So, and actually, Greg, when yours says like corn extract or liquid corn or whatever, that's just high fructose corn syrup.
Oh yeah, I know that. I don't want to make it sound fancier. Mine is best before May 31st, 2021. So I don't know what that means. Canned on.
Yeah, mine's best before December 2021. So
Mine says it was canned on April 28th, 2020, and expires on October 20th, 2021. So we've got a whole fucking year left to go on this thing.
Realistically, all these beers expire on the day of the apocalypse. I mean, like,
I don't doubt this would be still good in like 17 years' time.
Yeah,
Fire when they're brewed.
This is what the beer tastes. This is what the beer tastes like in Fallout.
This beer's got a better chance of surviving 2020 than I do.
Oh god.
Here's an interesting question to pose with all this. Since we're doing the high gravity lager / malt liquor, do you guys have any great examples that come to mind that you can use as sort of a measuring stick when you're actually giving your style grade?
Wow.
Fax 10's always been one that kind of stands out in my mind. I guess when it comes to real liquor, Old English 800 was pretty damn smooth.
Yeah. See, for me, growing up in Calgary, being the classy place that it is, and being teenagers, your dollar had to stretch a lot, so we'd always get the girls to go to the liquor store and get someone who's walking in to grab this beer. We'd always ask for the cheapest stuff possible. So what they would normally come back with would either be a 40 of OE, and we'd buy a bunch, or the local special for your 40 of malt liquor in Calgary was called Big Bear. And more often than not, that's what we ended up drinking with Big Bear. I mean, it was the same as Old as OE, starting on 8% or just over malt liquor. Same bottle, is just a different label. And really, since then, for me, I haven't really had any malt liquor. I think we did a review a while ago, though, didn't we? Like last year, a malt liquor review.
Did we do Colt 45?
Colt 45, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think, between that Colt 45 and and now that this is the only high gravity or malt liquor or whatever you want to call it that I've had. And really, I don't really know what to base this off of because
James made a comment saying that Mickey's that's a good one.
See, I've never had Mickey's either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This might actually be worth checking out. It comes in a neat green grenade bottle.
But you have to buy multiples of them.
Yeah. So what's the one, Nick? It's the Moosehead one. Is it the premium dry or the dry ice? I can't remember which one it is.
The dry ice. The one it was like 6.0 or something like that.
Would you count that?
No, 7. Yeah, I'd probably count. Like, I mean, it's an ice. That's technically ice beer, but it's intended to be very strong lager.
I remember that being decent for what it was.
Remember Molson Triple X?
Yes. Yeah, 7.3% of goodness right there. Or 7.
So I mean,
I can't remember.
So I mean, like you can't really, as snobbish as it fucking sounds, you can't really review these beers under the same circumstances as you can like a regular ale or something like that. That is actually got some thought behind making it quality. I mean, these beers are meant to be drank ice cold, is what we're doing right here, right? So
you have to basically review this as a homeless person under a bridge. Can you go? Can you buy this cheaply enough, or it doesn't have to be a homeless guy? It can be a guy who's just hard on his luck. Can you drink this under a bridge, and will it get you drunk enough to make you happy, but not so drunk that you're going to go home, beat the shit out of your family, and get yourself arrested? That's the fine line this has to walk.
I think the biggest style grade consideration is just how drinkable is it? Like
drinkability.
Can you palate it at all?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Drinkability.
That's I can't remember how strong it was, but like one of the weirdest ones that was a strong lager that I ever had was called Bellbird. It was like a malt liquor, but was from India. Yeah,
a lot of people die in India for making bad
Jesus.
I don't. I mean, it sounds racist, but I don't trust their water. I'm sorry. I don't care how much distillation they do.
You know what it is down there though. What it is that kills them when they're making like when you read these reports of 85 people become ill after attending a wedding or whatever. It's because they're mixing it with like. Ethyl alcohols or whatever.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Yeah, it's like they're like literally poisoning themselves.
Unlike us right now, who we're totally not poisoning ourselves.
We're slowly poisoning ourselves. They get it done in all one shot.
Pretty sure we're poisoning ourselves.
So Lee, you've had this beer before? Your beer?
Yeah, I didn't watch my review. Because that just makes me cringe. But this drink's really easy. Like it drinks super smooth. It's even warming up and it's still drinking super smooth. It's just a super like malty red lager. The biggest drawback on this actually is smell. The smell is super artificial, like the sharpest fake caramel malt smell you could possibly think of, and it's kind of almost stomach turning how kind of sharp and sweet it is. But when you actually get into the taste of it, it's not super sweet. It's kind of malty. It's actually not bad. So take that for what it's worth. But
no. Was yours the one that actually said it had like malt or caramel flavoring added or something like that, or caramel color?
Yeah, let's. So it's got natural mineral water, barley malt, glucose syrup, sugar, and the color it says is plain. Okay, maybe I got that wrong. It says color plain caramel.
Oh, so the added color.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean it's a big high alcohol lager that's been colored to look like a maltier brew, I guess, is kind of what they're going for there.
Yeah.
And it's got hop extract to be expected and natural flavoring, which I assume is probably some sort of caramel based thing anyway, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, you know what? If I was one of the old 60-year-old rummies I see walk into my local NSLC to buy themselves a couple cans of beer to get their day started, I'd probably. And I'm not trying to be funny, but because that's exactly what happens. I mean that some people are functional alcoholics and they need to do that, right? That's what I would go for. I mean, I'm considering like the regular Bavaria, the Holsten Festbach, which I recall being terrible the last time I had it. Colt 45, which can just be sickly sweet, which is something you don't want. And Fax 10, which if you get it on the wrong day at the wrong temperature, going to be sickly sweet.
The wrong temperature. It's so true.
This feels like it doesn't change the quality that much by warming up. Like it's warming up considerably here since I've had it out. I probably had this out longer than anyone else has had their beer out on the show. And it's still tasting fine. It's got no real off notes, no sickly sweetness or anything like that. It comes off, even if it's artificially produced to come off this way, it comes off as a malty lager that you could almost pass off as an ale, which is weird because the body is kind of like upper light, lower medium, and the alcohol does not come out in the taste at all. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this. I think I kind of dodged a bullet here compared to the stuff you guys might have. So
I think you did.
Yeah, I think I'll give my rating, honestly. Going on our little scale of for style, drinkability, I mean, I could throw a 9 at this, honestly. And my overall enjoyment, I actually don't hate it that much. So I could probably throw a 7 at it, honestly. I could drink this again, no problem. It's just, I got to stop myself from smelling it. That's the only thing. but otherwise, it's fine.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, you chose well.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound too bad when you're drinking it there. All right, let's go over to Ashley and see what he thinks about the beer he's drinking.
Okay, well, so
inquiring minds want to know. I don't know if were you there on the BA101 we did of this beer?
No, that was before me. So I was thinking of just sort of nursing this because I committed to finishing it. And then I took a few big gulps and stuff like that. And then I decided, like, I got to just fucking bite the bullet and get this shit done. So I'm done. It's gone. So, yeah, my experience with Fax 10 is, I'm not going to deep dive into this shit because, drinkability, I'm glad it was still pretty cold. I mean, we've only been at it for like 18 minutes. But I could see if this thing went any longer, like 25 minutes or something like that, man, I'm entering into a fucking territory I do not want to know what to do. And, drinking this beer sort of reminds me, or it doesn't remind me, it sort of reinforces my belief that, you should drink good beer. Drink good beer. And, even if you overindulge, it's fine. But if you're going to overindulge, at least drink good beer. I'll say it at that.
At least enjoy yourself going in, and then maybe you won't enjoy it going out the other way. But this way is not good in or out.
Yeah. So Fax, what I'll say, the aroma wasn't off-putting at all. It just sort of smelled like a generic beer. Sickly sweet, though. So sweet. Oh, God. Oh, it's going to be punishing me for a while. Very sweet. Not enough bitterness to sort of counterbalance it, to sort of make it, all right. The carbonation is a little bit light, which sort of, like on the palate, it's okay. So it makes it a little bit easier to chug, which I guess for drinkability is very important for this, especially when you're choking this down. So on the drinkability scale, I'll give this like a 7.5. Because if you're a wino just looking to get drunk and you have 15 minutes, like you can slam this down, and just like I did, and I'm actually feeling a little bit of a buzz off this. Not really surprised, to be honest, but from Did
I
you
love
do
that we're using phrases like "if you're a wino that just wants to get drunk."
Yeah, well. So drinkability. What did I say? 6.5.
I think you said 7, yeah.
Or sure, yeah. I mean, it went down okay. How I feel now is not that great, and I wouldn't feel good drinking more of these, and I would never buy this again, and I would never encourage anyone to buy this or any of the beers that we're drinking tonight. So yeah, for personal preference, I'm just going to give this a 1 out of 10. I did not like this at all. I drank it; it's consumable. But to my taste, it's just not. It's not what it is, and it's not what I'm looking for. But yeah, it gave me a pretty quick buzz, and I'm second guessing my choice to drink a Sparkle Puff after this because that's not.
Holy fuck!
That one may have to wait until tomorrow. I don't know.
Maybe
Throwing up a fruit cup doesn't sound too good.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that's Facts 10. So I mean, hopefully this isn't like a good standard of the style, but who knows? Maybe it fucking is. So there we go.
All right. Now the one I'm most excited to hear about, which is the thoughts of Greg on Crest Super 10.
This beer is brought to you by Amsterdam because I know they want their name associated with this.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Hey, if they could have bought up the name Crest Super 10, they would have. So
Just like they bought everything else up.
So this beer is not great, as you might expect. It is very boozy. When it was first, I pulled it out of the freezer. It had been in the freezer for about half hour, so it was pretty cold. And when it was really, really cold, it was like, I'm drinking wet cardboard. It's not so bad. Then the sweetness starts to show itself. Then the booziness. So now it's like I'm drinking a cardboard box with a bunch of syrup on top, and then someone else dumped vodka on top of this concoction, and then put it in a blender, and now this is what I'm drinking. So it is surprisingly, I have been nursing this and sipping it. I have not chugged it. If you're want to just chug a beer and get drunk, I mean it's okay as long as it's cold. But it's really not good. It's really I am going to attempt to drink a Facts 10% later. Just because I am curious about doing the comparison. I don't think I'll be able to manage 3 of them because then I'll be dead tomorrow.
Don't let Agnes or tell Agnes not to let you walk near the balcony.
Yeah,
that's
probably a good idea. And to give me the real kick in the butt, I was pretty busy when I got home today with the dentist appointment and all that, so I haven't eaten supper. So I haven't eaten since like 1 o'clock.
Oh my god!
So this is on a pretty much total empty stomach, and I'm feeling pretty happy right now. So I would imagine if you're homeless, you're not eating a lot, so this is going to get you extra drunk. So
just kill it, man. Just kill it.
In terms of drinkability, oh man, I can't quite do it. Let me take a big gulp.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh yeah, just kill it. There you go.
Oof.
Wow.
Poor life choices, my friend.
Not great.
That's 3 years off your life right there.
Oh man.
Really about it.
It's like a regular bad lager that someone's like, let's just dump a little vodka in this, and like even though it's 10%, it tastes like there's enough booze in this, but it's like a 25% alcohol beer. Yeah, drinkability is going to be like well, I can drink it without getting sick. So for me, that's going to be, I'm going to give it for what it is, a 4. Simply because I can drink this. It's not making me sick yet. If I puke from this, my rating goes down to a 2. But yeah, right now it's kind of at a 4. But personal preference, it's I'm going to go right with Ashley on a 1 on this. This is something I would never want to drink. I feel 0 is a bit of a cop out because 1 out of 10 is like like spoiled milk would be a 0 or baby vomit would be a 0. This is 1 step above rotten milk.
Wow.
But not a really large step above it. It's really not good. The next time I drink this will be the next time Nick gets us with one of these, and then I think it's a great idea.
And we all thought it was a great idea at first.
Yeah, I apologize.
Beer store, they had the 3 10% malt liquors, so I bought all 3 of them. They didn't. There's one they were missing that we had before. I can't remember, but I think I punished myself enough, and I've still got more punishment in my fridge. But yeah, no, it's definitely not good, and I definitely don't recommend it. If you do get it, you might want to just butt chug it.
Get one of those like turkey baster syringes, like, and then stick it up your ass, full of Crest 10.
Just do it, and you'll get the same drunkenness without the taste.
Just gotta say, Western Canadian reviewer, you need to close some of those tabs. That's probably where you're at.
Had to look at getting a boxer beer. That would be well. You know what? You should have taken a bullet with the team.
You should have.
There's no I in team.
Be a team player next time.
There's an I in Nick, though.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's speaking of Nick, let's go over to me, who has actually got quite a bit of a buzz right now because of this shit.
Yeah.
And look, I'll tell you, I got some good thoughts on this one because look how much I've actually drank of this whole thing yet. At the start, you know, like, okay, let's not expect miracles. It's a fucking shitty ass malt liquor. It's meant to get you drunk. There's no other reason for this thing to exist. But the smell of it smells like, you know, a not bad like copper lager or pale ale. Like the smell doesn't indicate at all what the fucking thing tastes like. As soon as the drink hits, you're hit in the face with this big taste of like a sweet brown sugar and in boozy punch to the face. Like it just really hits you. But as you drink it, maybe it's going numb or something like that. But as soon as you start drinking a lot of it, it starts to mellow out into this exceptionally smooth, rather boozy finish. The sweetness fades. It never fully goes away, but it starts to fade into this nice caramel, brown sugar, copper coin kind of taste. But I'm actually quite impressed with how damn smooth this thing actually is and how easily this is drinkable. I mean, there's a touch of like a rubbing alcohol kind of astringency in the back, like at 12%, no shit. But I don't get into like cardboard or off like sulfuric flavors or anything in it at all. It's just a smooth, somewhat sweet beer. I'd drink this over a Fax. This is really not bad. If I wanted to fucking just get shit-faced, 2 or 3 of these is perfect. That said, like for the malt liquor style, I give this a 9. And for overall enjoyment, it's a 5. I'd pass this. This is actually not bad. And I'm going to turn to my friend Samuel Jackson and give some parting words here.
That didn't work. It was too low.
Oh, it was too low. Never mind.
It was way too low. Right, Greg? Too low.
Too low.
Too low. Okay, we're doing this.
Don't do it.
God.
Greg, don't do it. Oh,
you must have better beers.
You have to.
I do. I actually want to try. Okay, I'm going to give a live review of
You're going to butt chug it.
10%.
It's better.
You cut off the next part. All right, what were you saying, Greg? Let's go back over to Greg, who's going to entertain us for a bit.
So we're doing a taste test of Fax 10%. I'm going to see if
the follow up to Crest.
Yep. Faces it all.
I'm going to be honest with you. Crest and this are like neck and neck. They're like, I get a little bit more of the wet cardboard in the Crest. This one's just more straight booze and corn and
right.
Maybe a little less sweetness too. So, I mean, based on the taste, I think this may give you a little less of a hangover. It doesn't seem as sweet, but it's certainly not any better. Like what it lacks in sweetness, it makes up in just like somebody just dumped fucking toilet wine in your beer.
It's got a Viking on the can. That's about all.
It does have a
Viking beer.
And I'll probably review this one later tonight and on our after chat. I gotta get
do it. Drunk Greg is the best Greg.
Oh, I'm gonna be so drunk, Greg. Like I'll.
No, it's gonna be sick, Greg, tomorrow.
Wait, what's the difference? Greg's always sick.
You know what?
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Ironically, the thing that often makes me not
Don't you ever see my movies?
Sorry, what
We're
was that,
sorry,
Greg?
Greg.
I was going to say the next morning, like I don't get traditional hangovers. I do get a little bellyache sometimes if I have too much. Usually that's only if I'm sessioning IPAs though, or double IPAs. So these are not hoppy beers, so I don't think they'll affect me too much. But we'll see. We'll find out in the morning, won't we?
Well, you'll find out.
You will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll find out. We'll be
Well,
So I'm
fine.
going to tell you guys, then you guys are going to make fun of me. It's a group effort.
Yeah,
I mean, we
my
always
life-
do that.
We always make fun of you. What's the difference?
All right, guys, I have a real bad headache. Don't like make any gifts of strobing lights, and then you guys will all.
My liver knew what it was getting into, Dan. I'll just speak on the choppiness thing. We're actually not getting any choppiness in the actual recording, which usually would happen if StreamYard was being a bitch. So it feels like YouTube's being a bitch, and
Yeah.
hopefully when it compiles and everything, it
won't be
fine.
so choppy. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a pretty good episode so far.
Mm.
This is as much of a shit show as I was hoping for. Well, let's go back to the roundtable. Actually, I'm gonna start with Ashley and say, of all the beers that we've had tonight, what was the one that you would have rather have tried?
Lee's.
Really?
I think Lee's.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Lee's.
Now,
Yeah.
of all of them, which would you have not have tried?
The Fax 10.
The one you're drinking.
The one I
All right. So let's go over to Lee. What of all the beers that we've had tonight, which one would you have rather tried?
I mean, I still consider the one I made the choice I made is probably the right choice. Like I chose wisely. I got the dirty cup in the Last Crusade and survived. But I mean, yours, Nick, sounds at least drinkable and interesting. So I probably would have wanted to try that one. So yeah, that's my answer for that.
All right. What's the worst one what would you have not have stayed away from?
Oh,
What would you stay away
I'm never drinking Fax 10 again. So that would be the one. Fuck that
wow,
shit.
that's like 2 votes for Fax 10 right there.
Sweet. I'm winning. That's awesome.
Shit. All right, let's go over to Greg. What's the beer that stands out to you? Which one would you have rather have had tonight?
Okay, so I want to just comment for 1 second on Lee's beer. So I gave the Crest 1 out of 10 above spoiled milk. Now, I've only ever had Bavaria 8.6 once in my life, and I bought it in Cuba. So grain of salt may have not been the best example of the style. However, that Bavaria 8.6 I had made this look like a fucking barrel-aged double Tempest. That was just perfection. Okay, so this is a 1 out of 10, and baby vomit or spoiled milk is a 0 out of 10. That Bavaria 8.6 I had was like a -16.
So, are you sure you had the red, or did you just have the regular Bavaria 8.6?
No, the regular. Is there more than one 8.6? I didn't.
Yeah, there's
more than
like
one.
2 or 3 different ones. Yeah.
And he has the rest.
There's like 8.6, 8.6 red, 8.6 extreme, which is like more than 8.6% ABV.
I don't know which one I had. It was years ago, and again, it was in Cuba, so I give it the caveat that maybe it was just sitting in the sun for 10 years before I had it. So maybe I'll have to revisit that beer and see if it's as disgusting as I remember. All I do remember is it's the worst beer I've ever had by a wide margin, and I would happily drink that over this. But now I'm a little intrigued. Maybe I'll try Bavaria 8.6, and I'll do a video review just for fun.
All right. They answered Dan's question. Mountain Crest is not Minhas. It's Crest Super 10 is not Minhas. It's from Britain,
Yeah.
the UK. All right, sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
From Marston's PLC in Bedford.
Yeah, British.
Whatever that is.
Marston's.
Okay, well, in terms of what I'd like to try, I think to me, Nick's seems the most interesting. It's an extra 2%. I mean, these things are designed to get you drunk, and Nick's is obviously the best at doing that. And Nick didn't give it too bad of a rating. I was only half paying attention to you anyway, but I don't think he gave it that bad of a rating. And the one I'd least like to drink would be my own, but I would say Fat's 10% is pretty much equally as terrible. So I really don't want to drink any of these. ever again. So
Are you-
I'll go with Ashley Sexton just because I like saying Ashley Sexton.
There we
All
go. Now, are you seriously regretting the decision to open up that fax den?
Not yet. I'm not.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm at the part where I'm very happy, Greg. But
Well,
I'm gonna now go. Once this is done, I'm gonna go eat like 20 chicken wings to fill my gut with stuff.
soak it up, right?
And then we'll continue this conversation later.
Well, then carry on, brave soldier.
Carry
Keep
on
on.
my wayward Redbeard.
Yep.
Video grade is great on my end. This is highly entertaining. Well, Ashley says, "Did York downvote for this?" I imagine we got a dislike now, because
Yeah, we
one
got
of
a
our Malt
dislike.
Liquor fans probably hated what we're saying. But
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Put on a ski mask, you fucking
Yeah.
loser.
All right, so I'm gonna give my thoughts on what do I think? What's first of all, what beer tonight would I rather have tried?
Yeah.
Well, I've had Bavaria 86 red, and I don't really have much interest in ever try it again. And I've had Fax 10. I can get that regularly, and I'll probably buy it again, to be totally honest. So
What? Whoa,
I don't hate that beer. So
You would buy Fax 10 again?
yeah, I don't hate that beer. The big one I would like to try again is Crust Super 10, just because I want to remember how bad it truly was. But at the same time, the beer that I'm the most disinterested in trying is Bavaria 86, because I remember how bad that was. And although I guess at the same time, it's a mixed bag. Like, do I want to try this one because it's terrible, or want to try this one again because it was also terrible, but I want to remember how terrible it was? Because I mean, when I had Bavaria 86, I remember like taking a couple of sips, the red one, having a couple of sips of that one, thinking, "Holy fuck, this is a malt bomb." And I guess Lee's kind of selling it to me, so it's like a mixed bag. It's like I guess I could say like one or the other is worse than best, which is kind of showing exactly how tonight is going.
See, I'm a little concerned because as we all know, Lee is an evil genius, and this could just be a long con for Lee to get us to do a beer analysis of Bavaria 8.6, and then we all just vomit on camera.
We should do that. Like,
I mean, I'm not forcing you guys to do anything. Don't put that on me. That's up to you. You guys make that decision on your own. I mean, if you decide to do an analysis of that, I will happily join in at this point, because this was a pleasant surprise. But there's no evil geniosity going on in this choice. I chose something that, like, oh, that looks like it might be dark and more caramelly, so maybe I won't taste like apples and make me puke. That was my biggest concern right there. That was my entire mind set.
Very
just
valid
like,
concern.
yeah.
See, this is why he's such a fucking evil genius. He's not going to rape you. He's going to make you convinced that you want it, and then he's going to rape you.
Now, here's a funny thought.
Sounds like you're convinced.
That's Paul you're talking about, not Lee.
Well, no, Lee will keep you alive.
Now, here's a funny thing about all the beers we've had tonight. What's the common theme?
Shitty ass lager.
They're all from Europe.
You're not wrong.
Europe is trying to poison North America with their shitty high gravity adjunct lagers.
Well, what's the malt liquor like that we can get from like here that we could get?
Well, that's the thing. Like think about it. Like outside of like Colt 45, Old English, and then like regional ones, like they're I didn't see anything that was like regionally produced that was like high gravity. Like what? Like Maximum Ice is what, like 7%
Well, we did ice beers for a BA1.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We could do ice beers for a BYOB one sometime.
But Europe is trying to kill North America with their imports of high gravity lagers. I think if there's anything to come from this beer analysis is that Europe's trying to kill us.
Well, all Europeans are mean-spirited little troll people, and they all hate each other, and they hate everyone else outside of their little continent as well. So, I mean, what can you
not
say
everybody's the beer hooligan there.
No, I mean, I think we've definitely learned something on this beer.
They're all descended from dwarves and leprechauns, and they're all pieces of shit.
Yeah, I also got to throw this out there. There's no reason that all us men should be suffering on our own. We got to get Lady Lee on some of these things.
That's true.
Like, this would have been a perfect one for her to just hate it.
And just for everyone watching, Lady Lee is not me in a wig and makeup.
No, it is. It's
Now,
just
we've
like
had them both on at the same time, so
it's just like Paula was a deep fake for Paul. And
Yeah.
he hoodwinked us, and we all subscribed to the to the OnlyFans page, and like for Paula, and we all
I couldn't believe he tricked me over and over and over again. And I mean,
Jamie says Trailer Park Boys briefly made a malt liquor. It was terrible.
Yeah,
I remember that shit.
Didn't
What was
Bose
that?
make one with?
It wasn't a great malt liquor either.
Yeah, didn't Bose make one with DOA, the punk band?
They did, yeah. And you
yeah.
know what? I had a chance to try that at Chad's place. It was actually pretty decent. I mean, it was malt liquor, but it was decent.
Nick, I'm
Did it come in
coming
a brown bag?
here.
I had that malt liquor, and Jamie, this is much worse than that.
Lady
like-
Lee and Sheila Chance.
Nick's like, yeah, I'll buy this again. It's like, no, you should never buy any of these beers ever again. Never. Because I care about you.
Well, I'm not gonna wander in the liquor store at 10 a.m. and buy 16 cans of that shit. I mean, I'd buy one to try just to remember.
Well, not for another 10 years.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I haven't bought a Fax 10 since that whole since the last BA101, which is like a year and a half ago or something at this point.
Here's a fun fact for you about GLB, since I know you guys all love GLB. So they had malt liquor they released a few times. It was usually not released in the bottle shop. It was usually something they only released at like their free parties they used to have back in the day. And it was something I my name is slightly off, but it was something like Dirtbag McQuay's fine malt liquor for fine gentlemen or something like that. And it was a liquor they released usually at their parties. I got it once because they had it in the bottle shop. And what they did at their parties is they had it they sold it in a brown paper bag, and they would all the bottles they'd pass around, and people would just take a chug of it and pass it to the next person.
Wow.
You can imagine that like this was way before COVID times.
Yeah,
that was fine nowadays. To me, it was pretty gross even back in the day. I don't want to chug a bottle of everyone
I'm
else.
not sharing shit like that. Fuck that.
But that was the shtick of it, is that you took a chug of it, passed to the next person. I tried it once because they had it in the bottle shop, and it was not great. But again, I was like 7 years ago, so who knows what I think of it now. I really wish they had just somehow released it this week, because I would have happily bought one for this beer analysis, but sadly not. But
you know what's funny?
if it ever comes back.
Sawdust City released a malt liquor like this time last year. They had a malt liquor in the LCBO. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it's a weird style for a craft brewery to make and then release to the LCBO. But they did. Yeah, whatever.
Well,
anyways, the burning in my stomach is gone. That's good.
Let's end this.
Yeah. I've already ended it. Nobody's asked the magic question yet.
I'm done.
I'm too
Greg,
drunk to really.
Lee, are you done yours?
Oh yeah.
You've completed yours. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, Greg, have you finished your 2 beers that you opened?
No. I have more than half of this left.
Okay. Well, I suppose we've made it to the crest at least.
Yeah. Thank God.
All right. Well, you know what?
I'm just going to throw this out there right now that I believe it's not a wide gap, but the Fax is better than the Crest. It just goes for the straight booziness, but it's not as sweet, and I think it just has less disgusting flavors mixed together. It's kind of focused its disgusting flavors. So I guess if you want like a sweet malty cardboard bomb, go for this. If you just want straight, your Molson Canadian got spiked with vodka, that's more similar to this is what I'm getting.
I can't believe that Crest is sweeter than Fax 10.
It's actually like a lot sweeter. And and the thing is, this wasn't in the freezer, so it hasn't been out as long, but it wasn't in the freezer, so it shouldn't be as cold. And yeah, Crest is noticeably sweeter than this.
That's terrible. That's terrible news.
This like if I were to compare this to dry terms, this is wine terms, this would be a dry wine. as opposed to this.
Oh, dry wine. That
wine.
is a dry wine, my ass. Here's the video I did with Don Rig.
Stuff that is 3,000 times worse than this.
I'm like, chug.
Kelly's. No Kelly's.
Yeah, wearing the apropos beer geek T-shirt while you slam it.
While I'm slamming fucking Old English. Anyway, nobody's. Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
Somebody actually did ask the magic question. What's next week's beer? So I will introduce it for you. That way we can actually take this shit offline. We're gonna do some Ace Hill beer. Ace Hill.
Jesus.
Wow, classy, real classy.
Classy. Ace Hill. I've never had anything from Ace Hill, so I'm actually
well.
looking forward
Chris
to that.
has had a ton, so he should join as well.
No,
Yeah, maybe.
You know what?
Is this the one that you had all those, like, you bought like a bunch of different beers from? Or like a pack of it? I forget, it was Greg or something that had.
Wasn't me.
You know, Chris got hooked up with them. When he was still working at his previous employer, and he ran into the owner, and they decided to send him some free beer. So go check out Off the 10th and some Ace Hill reviews from like 2.5 years ago.
Nick, I'm just throwing this comment off the top of my head, so I make absolutely no promises. But a coworker of mine is friends with the owner of Ace Hill. Maybe I can see if maybe he wants to join us or something. I will ask her if she can ask him if he wants to join us.
Yeah, if you can do that before next Wednesday, sure.
He'll probably say no and fuck you guys, but I'll find out. Maybe you'll be interested.
Well, send him the link.
We're not exactly drunk pokeroo, so.
Yeah, we're not going to just give his beer a blowjob because he shows up.
Oh no, we'll give it a shit rating.
We'll be fair. We'll be fair. Lee might hate on it. No, I'm kidding. Actually, Lee might like it.
I've had it. So.
All right.
I've had it. I mean, spoilers. All their beers.
No
are
spoilers, Greg. Shut your drunk face up.
No spoilers.
I don't even know who's going to do next week, but spoilers. Ashley Sexton's boner won't be all that mighty tonight.
Yeah.
I almost
we should go offline. We should just say penis and get it over with.
Right. All right. So Mighty Bone. Well, we've already said kind of penis already with Mighty Boners. So, there's
Mighty Boners.
I did want to point out that just like look at the size of Atlas's package on the size of this can here. All right, I'm done.
It's all about the dick for you.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take this shit offline. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, Ashley. Who else do we have chat in the side chat? And of course, thank you guys, Lee, Dan, Lee, Ashley, and Greg, for coming on. We'll chat with you guys. We do an after chat later. Well, cheers.
I'm fingering my wife.
Good job.